Wings basketball. Tonight, the Dallas Wings home opener as they take on the Seattle Storm. Hello again, everybody, along with TCU head women's basketball coach Reagan Peevely and one of the original members of the WNBA. I'm Ron Thulin. I think, first of all, I have to say, Reagan, it is great to be back with the team and with you this year.
No kidding. It's been 662 days since we've been in here calling a WNBA game together. It's hard to believe. A lot's happened. I don't think you or I have aged a bit since then, though.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, the Dallas Wings, they've got a lot of new faces, starting with their new head coach, Vicki Johnson. We'll talk about her during the game. But also Charlie Collier, the #1 pick in this season's WNBA draft. You had to face Charlie a lot of times when she was at Texas. What does she bring to the table?
She brings a lot to the table, and I'll tell you, I think Greg Bibb needs to get a little award. He had to get himself in really good shape to sprint up to the draft board all the times he had those first-round picks. But Charlie Collier, just as she did in the Big 12, has proven already to be an inside force here in the WNBA early in her one game already. But she wants to grow in the perimeter game. We know she can catch and shoot out there all the way to the three-point line. She's going to get challenged with the physicality of the league every night.
Well, they're going to have their hands full tonight taking on Seattle because they won 2 of the last 3 WNBA titles. They're led by an outstanding trio, Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart, Jewel Lloyd, and in their last win over Minnesota on Thursday, we saw just how incredible Sue Bird is.
No kidding. Okay, so let's think about it. We got leather boots.
Yep.
We got whiskey and wine, good cheese, and Sue Bird, maybe Ron Thulin, all things that get better with age. But look at her, 18 years in the league, and she's doing this type of stuff. Finding the mid-range, coming off of ball screens for threes. But what we all love to see are her dropping dimes just like this to Mercedes Russell. Incredibly special. Big game tonight here for the Wings.
And they're going to have their hands full tonight, but the crowd is ready to see the Wings for the first time since 2019. New starting lineup, Kayla Thornton, Mariah Jefferson, Marina Mabry, Arike Ogunbowale, and Charlie Collier. Opening tip coming up next on Valley Sports. Dallas Wings basketball is brought to you by Novatech, the Metroplex's managed IT and office technology experts. And by American Airlines.
Somehow fancy passes from Diana Taurasi, but this one, no.
Welcome back inside the College Park Center, and we are excited for the start of the 2021 home season with the Dallas Wings under the leadership of head coach Vicki Johnson, along with Coach Reagan Peevely. I'm Ron Thulin. Team is being introduced. This is an interesting team. And one thing, talking to the players ever since training camp started, they all point to Vicki Johnson and how she has pushed and pushed and pushed them in practice.
Yeah, she is doing that, holding them accountable, challenging them outside their comfort zone every day. But what I love is they're talking about that while also simultaneously saying she's building our confidence. That's sustainable confidence when you can do it outside your comfort zone.
And there is no secret what Vicki Johnson stands for. She told us 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's their normal practice. 1 hour and 45 minutes is spent on defense.
Well, she came up, and we'll get a chance to talk more about this throughout the game. She came up under the tutelage of Dan Hughes. And Dan Hughes has always been known as a great defensive coach and putting great game plans together. She'll have her team ready.
Once again, Alicia Gray will not be with the team tonight. She is competing in qualifying for the Olympic 3x3 tournament. Katie Samuelson of Seattle is also on that team. Also, Satu Sabali is not here. And Awakawir, the #2 pick in the WNBA draft. Awakawir could be playing when they go to Atlanta in a couple of days. Satu could be back the next time we have a home game. And Alicia Gray will also be back then. So we still have a couple of weeks that they're going to have to play without those players. The good news is this is only the Wings' second game. This is the 4th game for Seattle. And Vicki Johnson said that is great because a week off between games, she has a chance to teach, and she doesn't have 3 probable starters.
Well, that's great when you've got a young team like Vicki Johnson has. And it's awesome that they're getting an opportunity to come together without 2 major pieces. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for players to show what they can do without. I know they're the Pegasus, I think, the Wings, but look, they got 2 unicorns on this team in Satu Sabali and Wak. So they might need to think about changing their name.
And you and I have talked in the past about positionless players in the WNBA, and I think Breanna Stewart would be in that category. The Wings have a number of those players. Let's take a look at the Texas Life Insurance starting lineup. Texas Life Insurance Company. And it'll be their fourth different starting lineup. But you have Bird, Lloyd, and Stewart. Outstanding. Candace Dupree started game number 1, came off the bench the last couple. Stephanie Talbot, I like that addition. Didn't play last year. They lost Sammy Whitcomb. Talbot kind of completes that role.
Yeah, well, Sammy Whitcomb, Slinging Sammy, as they all knew her to be, she opened the court up with her ability to shoot the three, and they're going to need Stephanie Talbot to start connecting a lot from that three-point line.
And for the Dallas Wings, Dallas native Mariah Jefferson, Enrique Ogunbowale. We got a lot to talk about her tonight. Marina Mabry, she started a lot of the times in the wobble, was outstanding, and of course the pride of UTEP, Kayla Thornton and Charlie Collier making her home debut. And of course, the head coach of the Dallas Wings, Vicki Johnson, lives in Dallas. 13 years in the WNBA as a player, 15 years overseas, played in the inaugural WNBA game. In fact, she took the first field goal attempt in WNBA history. And the head coach of Seattle, Dan Hughes, in the fog, but not really. Dan coached last year, but unfortunately had to do it from his house. He is a cancer survivor. Dan is a good friend of all of ours, and we're just so glad to see him on the bench again.
Yeah, I mean, Vicki Johnson and Dan Hughes on the sideline, and still in these 25 years of WNBA basketball, a part of the league, it just goes together. It needs to happen.
Well, Dan Hughes telling us before the game what Vicki Johnson meant to him when he was head coach of Seattle and San Antonio. Breanna Stewart, that classic shot she's got, opens the scoring.
Well, I think we're going to see early and often Seattle looking to a player like Breanna Stewart. And then you're also going to see on the other end Charlie Collier with her first points here in the College Park Center, really trying to establish that inside presence with the Wings.
Of course, they beat LA. The Wings did in their opening game, put 4 players in double figures. Candace Dupree, the 16-year veteran out of Temple, and she is so smooth, number 5 all-time in the league in points.
With all the losses that Seattle had in the offseason, to gain a vet like Dupree is such an asset.
Lost Natasha Howard, Alicia Clark. Unfortunately, Alicia not going to be able to play this year because of injury. And Sammy Whitcomb, the pride of Washington. But Dan says, you know, it is what it is. We like our pieces. We asked them before the game whether or not they're finding their identity, and he talked about it being a process. Little things that Dupree does, you saw her swat that away. Lloyd outside. Thornton up ahead to Mabry. Marina Mabry out of Notre Dame in her second year. 19th pick in the 2019 draft by the Sparks. Mariah Jefferson can't find the range. And here comes Sue Bird, the all-time leader in the league in assists. 40 years young.
Well, just let that soak in for a second.
I know, really.
40 years old, and she is not just, again, out here, you know, filling a spot on a roster. She is orchestrating championship teams.
That was Jewel Lloyd. Kobe Bryant called her the Gold Mamba. She is having another outstanding year. Good job defensively on Enrique. Charlie Collier throws it away, and it'll be Seattle's ball. Let's go back to Charlie Collier's first hoop.
Well, again, the Wings used that 1-2 punch at the pick in the draft to establish an inside presence. Charlie Collier getting not just the first pick in the WNBA, but she gets the first shot for the Dallas Wings tonight.
Seems appropriate. Seattle beat Las Vegas in their opener, then got beat by Las Vegas 96-80 in game number 2. Then they came back and beat Minnesota 90-78 on Thursday. They have trailed in all 3 games they've played. From the corner, that's what we were talking about.
That's her executing her role, finding opportunities to just knock down those wide open threes.
And Mabry knocks down the 3. That is her 4th of the year.
That's a tick for tack right there.
Yeah. You know, when she started last summer in the wobble, she averaged double figures. Lloyd can't get it to go. She was such an integral part. Obviously, great friends with Enrique, playing together in college. KT, no. Dupree pulls it away.
The Wings in their first game against LA were able to do a great job on the defensive boards, and you're going to have to get back and take those shots away from Stephanie Talbot. You can't leave her open like that. But they were able, the Wings able to play downhill basketball, get boards out and run. And right now, Seattle's doing a great job in transition, clogging up that paint.
6:31 left to play in the opening quarter, and Seattle comes out in a storm. They lead by 7.
Taurasi split the double team and somehow
Fancy passes from Diana Taurasi, but this one, no look, easy.
D by Russell, getting back just enough to influence Williams. What a find! Canada rolling a strike to
shot. Jefferson can't get it. Unescu with a rebound, quickly up ahead. Oh my, what a pass!
and threw the ball right from the free throw line. The distance of the court so that Jordan Holmes sent ball.
no look dish, and Jones finishes on a beautiful delivery from Jasmine Thomas.
Quickly, just every time the Sparks get close.
There's a Grumake running the floor right.
Won't go. Now back out to Taurasi. Woman dish. And the finish.
Watch Taurasi draw help and drop it off. She didn't even turn and look. She knew that was 2 points. The no look.
Another chance for Connecticut to extend the game high. 20 strong. The down court feed. What a gorgeous pass.
Easy buckets. Beautiful pass and catch. Clarendon.
Courtney Williams hands it over to Laney. Laney with a nice pass. How did she get that open?
Gray, nice delivery. Grumake. You bet.
Do it. Thornton plays bigs very well. We saw that there.
Marina Mabry, look at how her chin's up, eyes up, and she recognizes Kayla Thornton is beating.
Hines Allen throws it away right to Bonner. Long pass inside. Oh, a precision pass from Bonner to Thomas.
Wings down by 7 here in the opening quarter. Hey, Dallas Wings fans, you can stay connected to the team all season long and get inside and up-to-date news. Make sure you follow Dallas Wings on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. How about your keys?
Yeah, well, look, I think first, Dallas is going to have to show a lot of activity on the defensive end, in transition, in the quarter court, in rotations. You can't, again, like they've already done, allow Stephanie Talbot and other shooters to get off and confident. They need to rebound and run, find that open court, find space, and quick, early, high-percentage shots, and then positive possessions on the offensive end. Seattle is the best team, I think, in the league to force teams to play efficiently. If you don't, they expose it quick.
Nice pass inside. Izzy Harrison can't get it to go, but a foul's going to be called. Izzy Harrison coming in for Charlie Collier.
So this is a positive possession. Positive possessions means you are getting great looks, great shots, some assist opportunities, forcing yourself or getting yourself to the free throw line, just like Izzy has that opportunity tonight.
Izzy Harrison knows a lot about Vicki Johnson. Was her coach when she played in San Antonio. And Izzy made a great statement to us yesterday saying, you know, VJ knows when I'm going to be tired, when I need to take some reps off, maybe when to take a little more treatment. And she said she appreciates the fact that Vicki understands what these players are going through.
Well, of course, some of that goes back to her and VJ's relationship. They've played and worked together already when Vicki was the head coach at San Antonio, but it's also, VJ was a player. She understands what it's like for these players just coming back from Europe and having to come out here and your body's tired, but hey, it's game time, you gotta play.
Now Candace Dupree, 36 years old, 6th overall pick back in the 2006 draft, over the outstretched hands of Harrison. Mariah Jefferson knows. Kayla kept it alive, they'll try it again. Here's Enrique. Still looking for her first points of the game. Only has taken one shot. Mabry on the drive around Talbot.
tell you, Mabry is deceptive, but she's so important because she doesn't take bad shots. She doesn't turn the ball over, but she can take advantage of when teams make mistakes.
Jefferson rejects Sue Bird, and then Sue picks up the infraction.
Well, and this is what I mean. If Dallas can open up the width of the floor, it'll give them opportunities to attack the tunnel like you see Mabry doing right here. And that opportunity to slice right down there will cause Seattle's defense to have to make adjustments.
We're going to keep an eye on Sue Bird's minutes. The other night against Minnesota, she played over 30 minutes in that contest. Had an incredible game, as we talked about. Dan Hughes says watch the keeper at 26 is Enrique with her first field goal of the evening.
I think we're seeing out of that timeout that Coach Vicki Johnson called, Dallas taking more of a concerted effort to get the ball into the middle third of the floor and look for those scoring opportunities there.
A little 6-2 run by the Wings, pulled within 3. Bird works off the pick. Ty Harris, nice job going underneath it. Stewart, tough fall away, no. Thornton the rebound.
Here's the open court opportunity, but you see Seattle already clogging up the paint and taking away those quick scoring opportunities.
Mabry outside, Talbot got a piece of it. Thornton comes up with it. Shot clock, plenty of time. Izzy, no. Bird, little hesitation. Scoop, draws the contact.
Sue Bird is just got eyes on the front, the side, the back, every part of her head, and she's scanning the floor and she's seeing in that third layer, that rim layer is open, and Enrique was unwilling to come off the shooters. That's what Talbot's threes early in the game has caused those defenders to have to do, to stay out and open the lane up for those penetrators.
Checking into the lineup, it's going to be Mercedes Russell playing in her second game of the year. Also coming in, Jordan Canada, once Sue Bird makes his free throw, if she does. Mercedes Russell played in the last game, played without even practicing, just kind of showed up. And we're probably going to see Epiphany Prince tonight, and that is the case with her. No practice, fly in, play the game.
Yeah, but look, for everyone at home, she's not at home just eating potato chips. That wasn't what was happening, as we see gorgeous left-hand strength of Enrique right there in a one-on-one situation. Mercedes Russell, in the span of the last 10 days, has played in a championship game in Turkey, flew 20 hours here, had to go home for a quick minute, and then did her quarantine, and now she's here, ready to go.
How about Izzy getting a piece of that ball?
This is what Izzy does. Izzy protects the rim, gets you second chance opportunities, and changes shots right there. Her impact in this program and this organization is huge. Just needs to stay healthy, and we're going to see a great Izzy.
She had her second block, had 5 last year in the shortened season. Russell keeps it alive. Stewart deadly from 3.
Breanna Stewart. She just makes it look easy, but that's what people make. They make so many mistakes and think, well, I don't have to bring it at the highest level because it just looks like she's not working that hard. She's working extremely hard.
Now she's 14 points away from 2,500 points in her WNBA career. That would be the 4th fastest.
Well, a player like Charlie Collier can cause havoc, can bring a lot of attention around her in the paint, and that little cut action right there drew 2 defenders, and probably Dallas needed to look to get the ball somewhere else.
Interesting lineup now with Charlie Collier back in. Easy breakaway leads to the easy layup.
Well, listen, this is part of the growth of a rookie. The college game doesn't have those jump ball situations, and learning how to play off of that and read where to get the ball, and that's just going to be part of Charlie's development there. Once again, Alicia Gray not in the lineup. She is overseas. Enrique thought she got hit. No foul called. And Lloyd will set things up. Watch how quickly Seattle moves the ball from one side of the floor to the other in their transition game. Their cross-court pickups might be the best in the league.
You know, you and I were talking and watching Seattle and what Dan Hughes has done with this team. I like watching and kind of freezing it every now and then just to see the spacing they have in the half court.
Yeah, their spacing's always been a trademark of Seattle Storm basketball. And you can see right now, you know, Sue Bird's over on that sideline coaching up. She's an additional staff member in many ways. And one of the things that I recognize that she actually addresses a lot with the team is the off-ball movement and the spacing that needs to occur, not just in the quarter court, but in the open court.
Bella Allery's checked into the lineup for the Dallas Wings. Mercedes Russell, a teammate of Izzy Harrison when they played at Tennessee.
Mercedes Russell, when her first really few minutes, opportunity to get extended minutes was that fourth quarter against Minnesota. They may not have gotten that win without her coming into the game and finding a way to make things a little bit tougher on Sylvia Fowles.
How about that little dribble penetration by Izzy?
Izzy and a tizzy. We got Izzy and Ezzy possibly today.
Please.
I'm waiting for that call.
No, we don't want that. The takeaway. Dallas down by 7. That's the biggest lead Seattle has had. Counted. Enrique Ogunbowale.
If Enrique has the chance to play with pace and space, it's over. It's done. And then you're going to give her the left. That's where she's so strong, is going to her left hand, and you're going to give her that. I mean, that deserved the highlight reel moment.
Well, she's hit 3 of her last 4 shots, completes the three-point play. And Coach Hughes telling us before the game, yeah, they don't have Alicia Gray, but that's bad news because now Enrique is going to have the ball in her hand a lot more.
Well, that's something that Vicki Johnson talks about, right, Ron? That she wanted to see Enrique stay as effective and efficient, but start to move the ball a little bit more, make things a little bit less predictable of when she's going to get those scoring opportunities.
Stewart gets the basket. Already 8 points in the ball game for Stewart. Once again, closing in on 2,500 for her career. Couple that with coming into the game, 1,084 rebounds. That's remarkable in that span of time.
Yeah, and can we just acknowledge for a minute that she's also doing it coming off of a torn Achilles?
Yeah.
When a lot of players don't ever come back from that, or they don't come back the same, and she's found a way to come back better.
Well, we've got a graphic coming up about that. It's just amazing what she has done since not playing in 2019. Here's Enrique. Boy, she saw the double. Stewart popped out. Izzy regains. Out of the pack, here comes Lloyd out of Notre Dame. Epiphany Prince seeing her first action. Lloyd, wide open 3.
Lloyd is really trying to press an issue that she can hit from the three-point line. That's 3 attempts that she's already taken this first quarter.
Mabry, check the rim, Marina. Got about 3/4 of the way down. Here comes Stewart. Here's that spacing we were talking about. Allery comes over, try to get it inside of Russell, off the leg of Russell, and it'll be the Wings' ball.
That's a turnover that Seattle doesn't even worry about.
Right.
They had probably 6 different people, or 6 different passes in a span of about 8 seconds right there. It was good ball movement, just bobbled pass. You don't sweat that. You move on to the next play.
Final 60 seconds here in the opening quarter. Wings trying to snap an 8-game losing skid to Seattle. Boy, they come out on that double. Stewie is so good at that.
Well, I think they've picked up on that. One of the things that the Wings did show a hole in their game was the ability to handle a little bit of pressure beyond the three-point line. So thus that little extra trap action off the ball screen.
Well, Jordan Canada goes down and grasping that left ankle. You hate to see that because Canada is an outstanding player. Actually started in place of Sue Bird when Bird was hurt a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Jordan Canada, another player that's really tremendous at that third layer. She's maybe one of the players that can elevate on a dime right at the rim better than anybody. She's got to grow that three-point range and build her confidence to help that paint open, but she's really, really developing into a big-time player for Seattle.
Mabry for 3. Her second of the ball game, and Vicki telling us yesterday, we've got to learn how to close out quarters, and we're in the final 25 seconds.
will have an opportunity to do it with 2 possessions here, one on the defensive end, one on the offensive end, and you don't want to finish a quarter out with a silly foul right there.
And the foul will be called on the Wings. That'll be on Isabel Harrison. Isabel, do not call her Isabella. Made that clear yesterday.
No.
I've been joking with her for a couple of years about that, because people always call her Isabella. Drives Izzy crazy.
She's Izzy. Look, she's either Izzy or she's Sister Harrison.
There
to
you
me.
go. you got to get Sister Harrison.
Put some respect on that name.
Well, Epiphany Prince gets her first points of the 2021 season. Been her first 5 years with Chicago in the league, and we're down to the final 13 seconds. Wings have trailed by as many as 9. Enrique again sees the double. 3 to shoot. Oh, Allery underneath, counted! And that's the way the first quarter of the opening game will end. Great play by Enrique Ogunbowale to find Bella Allery. Enrique is ready to rock and roll. 10 points in that opening quarter. One's in the books, and the Wings find themselves down by 4. Well, welcome back as the Wings find themselves down at the end of the first quarter of play. And joining us, we are glad to have with us Kelly Raymond, assistant coach of the Dallas Wings. Kelly, what do you think of the first 10 minutes of play by the Wings?
Well, I think we could do a little bit better in transition defense. We really have to sprint back. They have some great weapons, and so we just need to get back and guard them.
Kelly, this is Reagan Peebley. I just wanted to ask you, what do you feel like you're doing really well right now that you need to continue?
I think Mabry and Enrique are doing a good job of kind of, getting some shots up when we need them. But I think we could be a little bit more fluent in running our stuff and setting good screens and playing a little bit more of team basketball offensively.
Kelly, thanks for spending some time with us. Look forward to the whole season.
Thank you.
A woman who knows so much about going #1 in the WNBA draft. She is a legend herself, the #1 pick in WNBA history, Tina Thompson.
Charlie, congratulations on being #1 overall in the 2021 draft. I am so proud of you. I remember conversations just a few years ago about your dream of wanting to play in the WNBA, and it's here. And I'll tell you this, those that matter don't mind. So block out all the noise.
Of the Dallas Wings, Kelly, what do you think of the first 10 minutes of play by the Wings?
Well, I think we could do a little bit better in transition defense. We really have to sprint back. They have some great weapons, and so we just need to get back and guard them.
Kelly, this is Reagan Peebley. I just wanted to ask you, what do you feel like you're doing really well right now that you need to continue?
I think Mabry and Enrique are doing a good job of kind of, getting some shots up when we need them. But I think we could be a little bit more fluent in running our stuff and setting good screens and playing a little bit more of team basketball offensively.
Kelly, thanks for spending some time with us. Look forward to the whole season.
Thank you.
All right, both teams with 9 field goals made in that opening quarter. The Wings took 21 shots. Seattle took 20. The difference, Seattle 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. And those came early in the game.
I think we're going to have an opportunity with this first possession to really see that offensive ball movement and player movement, a little bit more patience in manipulating that off-ball defense of Seattle.
Well, you mentioned during the break how Seattle did a good job of clogging things up in that opening quarter. And here comes Seattle, Canada. Deep 3 on the way, nothing but the bottom of the net. Kennedy Burke, former Dallas Wing, drafted by the Dallas Wings.
Yeah, Kennedy Burke is definitely a player known for what she can do with her athleticism. And, again, those opportunities Dallas has to attack the middle of the floor have really paid off and have been efficient.
Mabry having an outstanding game. She and former teammate at college, Ogunbowale, both with 11 in the game. And here comes Marina now. Those two showed great confidence in each other last year. Mabry again. My goodness, she's got 14.
What Seattle is doing is anytime Enrique has the ball, she not only has the player in front of her, but she's got her two perimeters clogged up with defensive help. So moving the ball into those open little short passes and those players being catch and shoot ready is going to create good open looks.
Second game in a row, Mabry has hit 3 threes. A little dig in. Good job by Canada. As a starter back in 2019, she averaged almost 10 points a ball game. Wings lose it. Seattle's got it.
Well, how about the effectiveness of Seattle's backcourt in their game against Minnesota? 60 points in the win against Minnesota by Jewel Lloyd, Sue Bird, and Jordan Kennedy together. That is tough to guard, even when you are going against a player like Sylvia Fowles on the other end and Nafisa Collier. That type of effectiveness from your backcourt is going to lead to possibly more championships.
Absolutely. You know, when you talk to Coach Hughes, he said rebounding is going to drive them to new heights this year, or it will limit them. Stewie, nice catch and shoot. And once again, we were talking before the game. I said, I'm just always amazed. Every time Stewie catches the ball, her feet are in perfect place.
Listen, I know she gets compared a lot to a Kevin Durant, but I love what she does around the paint. It is honestly, I think, a lot more like the big fundamental. How she gets those feet set and her hips squared and they're underneath her, and she's got balance all the time.
Izzy Harrison with the 2.
Izzy saying that BJ really has increased her confidence on the offensive end, and there's evidence of it from the three-point line.
Harrison was 6 in the ball game. Boy, they were doing everything they can to try to harass Stewart. Allery had a hand on her. Also Dana Evans, who will probably get more playing time, another first or second round pick in this last draft for Dallas.
You and I were talking about with the absence of Alicia Gray, who was such a force in that first game against LA. Who was going to get a little bit more PT this game? Was it going to be Dana Evans or was it going to be Chelsea Dungy? And so far, we're seeing Dana Evans with the opportunity.
And Dana Evans feels very comfortable about it. She had a very emotional draft day. Obviously, people were talking about her being in a top 10 pick, went number 13, hence the jersey number 13 this year. But she feels very confident in her ability, and Vicki Johnson telling us she's learning. Here's Izzy working on Stewie. Can't get the bounce to go. Nice job, Collier poking it out.
Positive possessions, creating offensive rebounds is another way that you get those positive possessions.
Or I should say Adigwe poked it out. Shot clock at 5. Thornton's 3, back of the iron. Boy, you can't leave Stewie open. Stewart can't get that one to go. Lloyd will set it up again. Shot clock inside of 10.
That's a mismatch.
Absolutely, every time.
And you're going to see a team like Seattle really know how to expose that, but also how to create it. They're going to pick apart what are your switching rotations and game plan, and how can we expose it.
Adigwe working inside, off the glass, rolls it over. Adigwe drafted in 2019, 9th overall. Came to Dallas, was released. Did a good job last season for LA. She's got a great attitude coming into this year.
Well, I think VJ's just set the tone and the expectation that be a pro. Everybody act like a pro. And what Christine understands is she's here for a reason. Great opportunity right there to penetrate downhill and kick out for that open 3 for Dana Evans. But VJ set the tone. Be a pro, know what you need to do, hear your roles, execute them no matter how long you're in the game or on this roster.
Adigwe had the rebound, couldn't hold on to it. By the way, that was Dana Evans' first WNBA points in her first 3. And Lloyd, who's got a ton of points, 50 20-point games in her career, gets another one. but the lead is down to 3. Throw it away. Boy, Canada, what a pass. Breanna Stewart with a lay-in.
They're just having fun with it right now. That's just an opportunity you don't want to pass up, to have fun with the open court and create a little highlight.
How special is it, though, when you have Canada busting it down, but you look around and one of your great players, Stewart, is almost step for step with you?
Yeah, and so you better give her the ball. You've got to, and she's going to finish it and take advantage of that opportunity.
Dana Evans out of Louisville knew she was going to play in this game. Only played 2 minutes in game number 1. Gets her first WNBA point with the 3. But Seattle answers. Canada, Stewart, basket, timeout.
A woman who knows so much about going #1 in the WNBA draft. She is a legend herself, the #1 pick in WNBA history, Tina Thompson.
Charlie, congratulations on being #1 overall in the 2021 draft. I am so proud of you. I remember conversations just a few years ago about your dream of wanting to play in the WNBA, and it's here. And I'll tell you this, those that matter don't mind. So block out all the noise, go deep into your bag, because you are absolutely ready. All right? Congratulations again. I'm so proud of you, and I know that your dad is smiling down on you. Congratulations to Casey. Miss Ponda, you have done an amazing job.
Thank you, Miss Tina. Thank you so much.
Back in the ball game, and look at Tiffany Mitchell. Ankle looking sharp. She's breaking ankles over there.
By Russell, getting back just enough to influence Williams. What a find! Canada rolling a strike to Jewel Lloyd for the layup. Diggins spin back to Petty, and that is rejected. On 4 for Phoenix instead. Taurasi the no-look, Griner the catch, but the denial underneath.
At 5'9", oof, gets up. That is all ball.
Taurasi split the double team and somehow was able to find Turner underneath.
No look, easy.
She's amazing.
Agumbawale up the floor. With space. Knocked it down.
Welcome back. Dallas has cut the lead down to 5. It was as many as 9 by Seattle. Of course, coming up this season, the first annual in-season competition during the first half in this historic 25th season. They are called Commissioner Cups. Each team within a division, they'll play each other twice for a total of 10 games. The team from each conference, highest winning percentage in the cup games, will win or will play in the title game August 12th, and a prize pool of $500,000 at stake.
Yeah, so like the winning players get, I think, $50K each. The second place, the team that loses in that championship, gets $10K. I'm just wondering what the broadcast crew gets.
Do we get to go with them wherever this game is played? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. But you know what? It's innovative. It's a great idea. I think there's so many positives, and the positives far outweigh the negatives. The timing of the championship game, I've got a few questions about that. August 12th, some coming off of the Olympic break, and some of those players are in the Olympics and are going to be a little fatigued. But like I said, far more positives than negatives, and it came out of the CBA agreement. Exactly. So many positive things came out of that CBA, and I think just the messages that I would say is keep trusting the players with the future of the game. They've got great ideas, and good things are happening with it.
And I think everybody is listening to the players. KT to the hole. Stewart got a piece of it, but is fouled on the play.
Well, look, this is one of the first passes I've seen that's led to a bucket that's exposed that little gap in between switches right there. You see off the ball screen, 2 players got engaged, and the wings defender wasn't able to rotate there in time. So really well-timed and delivered pass to Kayla Thornton.
And here is Kayla Thornton at the line. She'll be shooting a couple. 2020 Dallas Wings season tickets on sale now. Join the Dallas Wings family today. All you have to do is visit dallaswings.com, click on tickets, or give us a call, 817-469-9464 for more information.
Can we just acknowledge for a second that Kayla Thornton was begging people to give her a tryout.
Yeah, exactly.
She begged Dallas, Greg Bibb, to give her a tryout. And now she is the senior player on this team and needed for so many things. Her leadership expectation right now is perform, as we see Enrique again heading downhill and opportunities right at the rim.
And Vicki Johnson has challenged Kayla Thornton to do a lot more this year. But the foul was called, and at the line it'll be Enrique Ogumawale trying to give the Wings their first lead of the ball game.
Yeah, in the past, I think Kayla's been challenged with some leadership roles the last few years to be more of a vocal leader. But that's not necessarily, I think, who she genuinely is. And I'm not saying that she's not a leader, but she'd rather be relied upon to lead through consistent performance and use her voice when it needs to be heard instead of just always being the talker.
And we are tied 40 apiece, 3:38 to play here in the opening half. Stewart, oh, nice touch pass inside. Dupree can't finish it. Shot clock did not reset. Bird for three. Long shots, long rebounds. Lloyd, third time's a charm.
Well, if you're going to give them three opportunities, one at the rim and two wide open threes, they're bound to hit one of them.
Once again, we talked about it at the end of the first quarter. Vicki Johnson stressing close out quarters. Evans pull up. She can score. We know that. Can't get that to go. Here comes Lloyd. Lloyd already with 8 in the ball game. And Enrique is going to commit the foul, just trying to hold on to Lloyd. With that, we'll take a timeout. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the opening half. Seattle by a 3.
How I got to where I am now, it comes from a lot of different things. It's not like I just graduated from UConn and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I have a voice. From what I remember in my rookie year and then going and releasing my own article on Me Too, I think that's kind of where it was like, okay, I'm an open book. I'm sharing really my story with the world. Looking back, the way that my story helps so many people's story is why I think I'm even more willing to speak up, because we can touch lives. And many people message me about going through similar things that I went through when I was younger. And just showing people that I'm an amazing basketball player, but shit still happens to me too. I'm still a real person. I think with the WNBA, you know, we are not new to fighting for what we believe in. Coming here this season, we knew that we were gonna do something big and continuing to amplify the message. If you look especially at the WNBA, you have people from all different backgrounds, all different beliefs. The fact that our league is 80% black and I am white, that's real. Continuing to realize that what my black teammates go through is not the same as what I go through. And listening, learning, educating myself, and then continuing to educate the people around me. What I've done on the court speaks for itself, but wanting to continue to spread my wings off the court and really make a difference is important to me. It's not something that's gonna be fixed overnight. And as unfortunate as that is, we know that, and we know that we're going to be here for the long haul. Individuals at home can take action as an ally by registering to vote. If you're like me, if you're a white ally, have those uncomfortable conversations with your families or friends. You know, if you see someone making a racist remark, check them on it and tell them, educate them, know what you're saying, and then continue to be a role model to the kids. We're trying to do it, but they're the ones that are behind us. And for me, I want to do the things that relate to me the most, and continue to affect me or affect my teammates or affect my friends or my families. Continuing to be myself and really come into my own on that part. I know I'm this person on the basketball court, but I want to kind of be looked at as a better person and a player, and continuing to be there for my teammates, white, black, gay, straight. It's sad that we're here in 2020. It's sad that we're still in this place.
Now, see, my wife would call that me being lazy.
That's just Colin.
Without the Netflix.
That's just your everyday.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I'm Food Network. You know, I got Food Network or Life Below Zero. You know, plant me there with, you know, some food and I'm a happy camper.
Well, listen, I think Arike deserves a massage after the type of physicality she sees from teams every single night. That's been a way that people have tried to play her. But she's so strong. When she gets her body into you, it's a wrap. It's done.
Izzy doing a good job defensively playing Stewart straight up this time. And here comes Arike. Wings down by 3. Pull-up jumper. Yes!
Last time we saw her attacking that pro lane right there, she attacked to the left, and you could see Sue trying to influence her more to the right. So great read by Arike, and go ahead and taking that and finding the good uncontested look.
Nikki Johnson just mixing and matching her lineup tonight. Stewart with a big step. Allery puts up a hand. Izzy with a rebound. Izzy giving great minutes to the team tonight. Mabry, count the 3!
Allery is a great passer for her size. She played in that Princeton offense when she was in college, and that influenced her and developed her passing ability. But great pass from the interior to find your shooter.
Mabry was 16 of the ball game, giving the Wings their first lead of the contest. Oh, what an addition she is. Picking up the slack with Alicia Gray overseas. Stewart, no. Izzy pulls away the rebound.
And look at Allery run the floor. She's going to look to flatten the defense. I've been impressed with how she utilizes her length and then her speed. She's got to get used to the physical nature of this game, but she is developing well, and I can tell the overseas game has helped her.
Well, she's only been with the team a week. That's going to be a travel call. I mean, she comes in, she plays after traveling overseas, and Nikki Johnson telling us earlier this week, she finally got a week of practice under her belt.
It's amazing what practice does.
Exactly, what a concept. Sue Bird, she's played 9 minutes tonight. Watching her minutes after the big game Thursday. Dupree inside, no. Harrison, her 5th rebound of the ball game. Dana Evans getting good playing time tonight. Wings will have it, 16 to shoot. You know, and we were talking to her earlier this year about why she was drafted so low, and low being 13, of course. She felt that people were saying you're 5'4". And we started rattling off all the people that are 5'5" or under, and you go, come on, folks, really?
Well, it does matter. It matters in the league, absolutely. But I'll also say this. There were so many high-quality combo guards in the draft this year that it's not a knock that you weren't drafted very high. Heck, you got drafted. Let's just recognize that. There's only 144 players that are playing in this league, and you are one of them. Focus on that.
Exactly. Stewie, her 4th block of the ball game.
Listen, Stewie's reach is higher than that high pony she's rocking right now, and it changes everything. She's just impacts both ends of the floor, and it's not just because of her length, it's because of her timing.
7'1" wingspan, just about. She had 4 blocks coming into tonight's game. Final 32 seconds. Pull-up jumper. Jefferson off the glass. No. Izzy right on the spot. Arike, tough fall away over Dupree. Jefferson trying to keep it alive, and she's going to commit the foul with 20.3 to play in the half.
You know, and to the point of Dana Evans and her size, sometimes you also have to look what else is on the roster.
Right.
And Mariah Jefferson isn't, you know, a tall tree out there. She's a pesky little weed out there, just getting after everybody, and you can't let your squad get too small. Now, I don't think Dallas has done that because they have length everywhere else. And Dana's going to find her rhythm, and her opportunities to prove herself will be through her performance and her consistency.
Timeout's called, 20.3 to play. I want to tell you about something exciting coming up in November. Panther City Lacrosse Club and the National Lacrosse League is coming to Fort Worth and beautiful Dickies Arena starting this December 2021. Come see the best lacrosse players in the world play the fastest sport on 2 feet. Join the nonstop action of professional box lacrosse right here in North Texas. 2021 season tickets are now on sale. Call GOPCLAX. That's for Panthers lacrosse. Or visit PantherCityLax.com for more information. That is one exciting sport. Here's a couple Seattle plays.
Yeah, well, you're going to see Seattle move the ball side to side, penetrate, get the ball into the paint, and that opens those open three-point shooters.
Stewart. And then from deep in the corner. And this is the time they had 3 opportunities to make the shot and finally did.
And did you notice that wasn't just the same player over and over? The depth of Seattle has been something that has gotten a lot of attention early in the season already. Again, there are a lot of changes for this roster in the offseason, and the question was going to be, are they going to be as good of a defensive team? That was one. And what's their depth going to be like? And so far, the depth has really shown up to help Seattle.
Well, Seattle was 3 of 6 shooting from beyond the arc in that opening quarter of play. They're just 2 of 8 since then. Now find themselves trailing. Shot clock turned off. Final 15 seconds upcoming.
Here's those opportunities to close quarters strong. Last time at the end of the first, they ended it with a foul. And here we are with another foul opportunity. And that's a tough call. Those loose ball opportunities sometimes do turn into the fouls. And you can just see, again, Dallas looking to expose the mismatch off the switches. They know how it was going to get created, a single 2-man game, rolling Brianna down into the lane. Just kind of rubbing that hip a little bit, took a fall, but a well-timed 8-second halftime. I'm sure they'll get that worked out.
And Brianna Stewart now just 5 points away from 2,500. Enrique, no, and that's the way the first half will come to an end. But Marina Mabry with 16 points, Enrique Ogunbowale with 10, and I think we saw exactly what this season is going to be like for the Wings. They play hard, they're aggressive, and they are excited. I think that was a pretty good opening 20 minutes of play for the Wings. They find themselves up by 1.
So right now we're going to have an opportunity to speak to Enrique as they close out the half. Enrique, great first half. You guys are finishing with a 1-point lead. Opportunities in the open court. How are you guys trying to create those?
I think just using our speed and trying to get each other open. You know, I hard drive, Marine's a shooter, so if they help, that's knockdown. Or if anybody drives, we have shooters on the wing. So I think just being in attack mode and making them help, we able to, you know, kick it out and knock it down.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing Seattle work really hard to try to create some mismatches off of some of the switches, ball screen action. How are you going to look to try to counter that?
Defense-wise, I mean, we got to stop Sue. You know, she's getting what she wants. We have to be a little bit more physical with her. But you know, we're trying to pick up Sue. Sue's the, you know, she's the glue to their team, and if she comes down comfortable, they're easy to get into their set. So if we can pressure her, I think it makes it a little bit harder for them. So we just got to keep the intensity up. We have young legs, so we just got to get up and pressure them.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Enrique. Welcome home.
Welcome home. Yeah, thanks, Enrique.
No problem. Appreciate you.
Brianna Stewart, 15 points in that opening half. 45-44 is our halftime score. When we come back, we'll have a very special interview with Greg Bibb.
Day turning into night in Bradenton, Florida at IMG Academy. Brianna Stewart and Sue Bird looking to clinch Seattle's 4th championship.
Here we go. Guys, we know it's on defense and we know it's about rebounding. All right, let's have fun and win this thing. Let's go.
Let's get it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's been a well-balanced Seattle Storm team all season long.
Taken away by Jewel Lloyd. Attacks the rim and lays it in. It has been thorough and dominant from the Seattle Storm.
No let-ups. Let's go.
Brianna Stewart connects from downtown, and Seattle is pouring it on. Sue Bird fired up. She can sense it. In a year we will never forget, the Seattle Storm are the team we will always remember. They are your 2021
emotions coming to this game. For me this season, I had to play to him. It's my first season without him, and so I surrounded myself with people who knew him, and I just focused in. I'll see you in a few weeks.
It doesn't really feel real that we just won and that I was able to contribute in the way that I did. But when it's all said and done, I will be incredibly proud of that. From 2002 to 2020, I was able to win 4 times with the same franchise.
Thanks, fellas. The WNBA draft took place last night. A triumphant.
Welcome back to the College Park Center. That is Lake Grapevine, not too far from where we are now. And the Wings lead it at halftime, 45-44, despite trailing by 9 in that opening half. Hello again, everybody, along with Coach Reagan Peebley, again, an original member of the WNBA, now the head coach at TCU. I'm Ron Thulin. Joining us now, President, General Manager of the Dallas Wings, Greg Bibb. Greg, first of all, thanks for being with us. Over 600 days it's been since we've seen you and the team here inside the College Park Center.
622, but who's counting? Boy, does it feel good to be back. And even though restrictions on protocols limit us to 1,500 fans, it is great to have Wings Nation back with us after such a long time away.
Greg, with those protocols, do you anticipate some changes throughout the season happening, or are they going to be what they are?
I do. As the nation continues to recover from COVID-19 and things begin to improve in terms of the ongoing vaccination of the general public, I think the protocols will continue to loosen. So I think you'll see more and more fans here at College Park Center as we move forward.
Well, I think the environment, considering some of those protocols here, is phenomenal. It's great. They're excited to see some of these great draft picks that you had. Talk about your draft and your approach and how you feel the team's looking so far.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my staff, the Wing staff, and also the College Park staff here at UTA. A tremendous amount of work goes into getting any season ready to tip off, but especially this season with all the rules and protocols, and I think everyone did a fantastic job. But in terms of the team, I'm excited. I think, as we've talked about many times before, we had a strategy. There was some pain involved with that strategy in terms of aggregating picks and making those picks over a couple years. 10 picks in the first round over a 3-year period, and I think now we're finally going to reap some of the benefit from that process. And I think you saw there in the first half, I think 10 of 11 of our players played, and we're leading the defending champions by 1 at halftime. And clearly we can play better. So really excited about the now, but even more so about the future.
Well, Greg, since camp started, we've spent time with players via Zoom and talking to them about the team, and everybody seems to be in agreement. Vicki Johnson brings intensity to the practices. And now we're seeing that intensity transfer over to what's happening on the court tonight.
She brings intensity, but she brings it in a way that there's always this positive underlining to it. And I think that, along with the fact that she has played in this league, been an all-star in this league, the players just have an instant connection and instant credibility with her. And I think the response has been really good. And again, we're less than a month together as a team. For many of our players, it's been a week or two, and we still have some coming. So this is by no means our finished product, but we're well on our way.
Yeah, it's definitely not your finished product, because as you and I have talked about, you're missing 2 phenomenal players so far, and that's in Satu and Awak. And talk about them and the opportunity to still be able to fold them into the Wings.
I think, as we saw last year in the Wubble, Satu is a superstar in the making. Awak, I had an opportunity. She got through her second negative COVID test earlier today, so she was able to do an individual workout, and boy, I'm excited.
Look at that smile.
I'm excited.
Greg, that was priceless.
Listen, we need to continue to keep everyone calm about Awak. She's 19 years old. She would be finishing her freshman year of college if she was a domestic player. So we need to manage expectations. But, yeah, I can't take this smile off my face. And we also have Alicia Gray coming back from national team soon. So stick with us. It's only going to get better from here.
All right, Greg, thanks so much. And we're ready for an exciting season. And Awak, we can't wait to meet you in person. Thanks so much, Greg.
Thank you.
We still have a lot of basketball coming up, but on the other side of the break, Coach Peebley will break down the first 20 minutes of play. You're watching Wings basketball on Bally Sports.
Thanks, fellas. The WNBA draft took place last night. A triumphant night for D.D. Richards. The Baylor star was named the National Defensive Player of the Year for the 2019-20 season when the Bears went 28-2 before the season was shut down because of the pandemic. But then during an October practice heading into the season, Richards injured in an on-court collision that left her temporarily paralyzed after a hard fall and suffering a spinal injury. She regained feeling in her legs. Her return to basketball, very difficult. It started with the assist of a walker in a hospital room and then on to rehab at practice. And unbelievably, just 38 days later, back in uniform for Baylor, December 1st, playing 30 minutes in her return to the court and leading her team with 7 assists. And after an Elite Eight appearance in this year's tournament, she was taken 17th overall by the New York Liberty in the WNBA draft last night. She will come to the pros playing point guard in New York City, and you can see the emotion. And here she is joining us from Houston, D.D. Richards. What a journey culminating last night. Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, I know you are celebrating into the wee hours, and rightly so. First of all, just think back to that moment last night. Can you describe what that was like, given everything that you've been through, when you heard your name called?
It was just a breath of fresh air, honestly. It's just, like you said, knowing what I've been through and knowing the route that I had to take, the rehab that I had to go through. It's just crazy to know that I'm literally, checking more things off my list, more dreams and aspirations that I had coming into being a basketball player, and now in the big league. So it's just crazy.
When you were injured, what were you thinking at that time about your basketball career and your future?
Definitely thought it was over. Hearing all the backstories behind the injury that I, went through, it was basically saying that I was never going to come back or that I wouldn't be the same. So I was definitely thinking about medically retiring and all that stuff. So I'm just happy I did it. I'm happy I stuck to it.
We're looking at pictures of you right now with a walker. Can you describe your return and the challenges that you faced?
Oh my God.
Welcome back to the American Fidelity Halftime Report. Wings still holding on to that 1-point advantage, trying to get their second win of the year. And, Coach, I think one of the things that we saw today is Marina Mabrey moving into the starting lineup because Alicia Gray is not here. And talk about producing. She's done it both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, again, that depth is going to be a great asset for Dallas. And the chemistry between Enrique and Mabrey is solid. It goes back a while, all the way to their Notre Dame days. But you're going to see a lot of threes here. She's 4 of 7 from the three-point line, 16 points in the first half. And look, she's hitting them from the corner. She's hitting them from the wings. But really where she's getting them is from her teammate, Enrique, finding her as Enrique's engaged a lot of defenders.
Mabrey is not afraid to pull the trigger on it. She ends up that first half the leading scorer for the Wings. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. What stands out to you?
Well, I think one thing for sure is the rebounding right now. In the first win for Dallas, they out-rebounded LA by 20. So right now they're trending in the right direction. Again, those rebounds get them to the open court, which adds to that field goal percentage really getting high.
Well, we still have another 20 minutes of play, and now the key is this young team. Now you've got the defending champion. You're up at halftime, but you still have to put that all together. Is that something Vicky's talking about? Again, make sure that Seattle respects you.
Yeah, I think so. So, again, one of the things that Vicky's really trying to instill in this young team is that they don't get caught up in the highs and the lows of a season. And you do that by not getting caught up in the highs and the lows of within a game, from one quarter to the next. Take it quarter by quarter. And if you don't, Seattle proved against Minnesota in the fourth quarter, they can come storming back. They were down 19, I believe, against Minnesota and came back to win that game.
They're a dangerous team. We have a lot of exciting basketball coming up. That wraps up the American Fidelity Halftime Report. Second half coming up on the other side of the break.
Javon Carter back to Paul. Dribbles in between the rings and gets an Ayton screen. Now Paul to the left elbow. Bounces to Ayton on the drive, and he lays it in. Nice pick and roll there.
That's what a lot of people expected with the signing of Chris Paul, that pick and roll.
So Chris Paul, when he gets into this high pick and roll action, 15 screen, fist, you'll see a lot of different play calls for this 15 action with the 1 and 5. So the first thing he's thinking, he wants to set his primary defender up. So you got to give him something, an in and out, you know, a between cross, a jab, something to get your defender off balance and set them up. And then once he sets his defender up, he comes off of this screen with a full head of steam. And now, if the defender, usually the coverage in the NBA is a primary defender, he's gonna come over the top of this screen. And the big is gonna be in the drop. Now, with a guard that's capable of shooting a three like Chris Paul, if you're too far back, he's gonna take this three. Okay, very capable three-point shooter. Now, you come over the top. If the big is up, he can in and out to space and get here for an ISO. He likes, and this is what he likes to do. He can come off of this screen, throw it over the top, snake. And now he's probing in here. He's making this big make a decision. If he commits, he usually has the lob over the top, or he can get into his pace play. If not, if the big stays back and they try to switch, he pulls up and shoots the mid-range game. Another thing that makes him so efficient off of this is that he always gets a piece of the paint. So that's gonna make the defense move. That's what you want. You wanna get in the paint. Come here, bop, bop, full head of steam. It could be a probe. He can get into this mid-range game, and it's just a read. If the corner person, help side defender leaves, over the top. I'm throwing this whip pass to the corner. Now, if a guard goes under the screen, it's usually gonna be a re-screen action. So let's say Bryce goes under the screen for some reason. Bob, he goes under. You'll see Chris Paul come right back, come off a re-screen. Now this time he'll probably go over. And the same thing, it's his world. His eyes get to moving, he makes a defense shift, and a lot of times it's not the initial pass that he makes out of this read, it's the next pass where we often see the Suns get an open shot. Hockey assist. So Chris Paul, pick and roll savant, you'll see him in this situation.
All right, Coach Johnson, we're going into the second half, first game here in the College Park Center. What do you like that you see?
That second half, our efforts to play defense, get back in transition, and rebounding the basketball is huge for us. What we have to do the second half, we got to play together more on the offensive side of the basketball. We got to keep our spacing, and then we got to attack downhill.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. I tell you, she was such a hit when she played in New York. When she scored her 2,000 point, the world-famous Carnegie Deli named a sandwich after her. It was called the VJ, and it was 3,000 calories. 3,000 calories. But the kicker, when you look what was on this sandwich, turkey, Swiss cheese, mayonnaise, honey mustard, pickle, and then wheat bread.
Well, she could probably afford back then eating 3,000 calories with as much as she played and how much she was relied upon. I'm telling you what, VJ was so huge for that New York Liberty team. She may not have been the most celebrated player, but I think she honestly was about maybe that team's MVP.
I would think so. And once again, she scored the first, or took the first ever WNBA shot. Here's Sue Bird. Didn't see much playing time in that opening half. Only 11 minutes, 0 for 2.
I'll tell you again, Jewel Lloyd coming out and just showing the depth of the Seattle Storm team. They don't have a one-trick pony. They don't have one person that you can really cue in on. They just take advantage of space and mismatches as well as any team in the W.
Enrique can't get it to go, but was impressive on that. As soon as Mabry touched the ball, Stewart jumped out on her with a double with that 7'1" wingspan. Russell can't get it to go. Here come the Wings looking to regain the advantage here early on in quarter number 3. Mariah with a left hand can't get it to go. Still looking for her first points of the game. Whoa, I tell you, that got away with an elbow there on Marina Mabry. Lloyd got that arm up.
Well, that's strength on strength right there. Neither one was willing to give up ground.
Mariah still can't get it to go. Charlie Collier can't get the rebound. And Lloyd on Mabry. Let's keep an eye on this duo. Pulls the trigger for the 3. Wings looking for their first basket of the third. Can't get it.
See both teams right now just trying to take the lid off the bucket with some quick shots, and they might better be served by moving the ball, manipulating, finding some holes in the defense with some of that off-ball player movement as well.
Caleb Thornton switched on that, picked up Lloyd. Stewart on Mabry, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called. That's a tough switch.
Well, I don't know where the right switch is. I don't know what's the better way for them to play that right now, unless you're going to say we're not switching that and allow defenders on the ball to get through those ball screens and cue up better matchups against Stewart.
Stewart 15 points in the first half. Now 4 away from 2,500.
Let's take a second and acknowledge something that Stewie's done, and that is get herself a signature shoe with Puma. It's the first WNBA or NBA player that Puma has done this with the signature shoe, and actually it's the first signature shoe for any WNBA player, I think, since Candace got hers in 2010, Candace Parker.
I think we should have a Brianna Stewart, Ricky Fowler golf match with wearing their Pumas. Just a thought. Caleb Thornton parries it. First points of quarter number 3 for KT.
I like the matchup actually with KT on Stewart, and I think that's a good matchup where she can utilize her physicality, her versatility, and I think anticipation and experience of understanding how Seattle likes to get her the ball.
Jewel Lloyd likes that chicken wing. Thornton comes out of the pack with it. Gives it up to Enrique. Little shaking, little bacon off the glass. Thornton, no, rejected by Stewart. 5th block of the ball game for Brianna Stewart.
Well, again, it's her timing. She just understands and knows, and she doesn't allow the offensive player to get into her body. And great shot changers, shot blockers understand that.
Here's Bird. Canada getting the start here in the second quarter. Seattle turns it over. 7th turnover of the ball game, and then Dallas responds likewise. In the corner, Lloyd for 3. Good job by Mercedes Russell just poking it away, and a foul is going to be called.
Oh, those are tough calls. As a player, as a coach, you hate those calls. When they're just hustle loose plays, they seem like just really incidental contact. And, you know, I think in this defensive possession, we see that Dallas is going to have to do a better job of flying around in those transitions. They're getting lucky with some of the missed shots of Seattle opening this second half.
Stewart now on Mabry. That's a mismatch. Tough cover. Got a little bit of help and tied up. Good job by Ty Harris.
Well, that's good IQ coming in as a young player, understanding that the only thing that can score is the ball. So if it's in Brianna Stewart's hands, you better go double team that and get it out of there.
Stewart should win this tip handily, and she does. Bird, quick pull up off the glass. Saw she had a body on her, draws the contact and the foul. So and that'll be on Mabry. That'll be number 3 on her.
Ron, let's just point out real quick the Dallas Wings in this huddle. Enrique pulling them close together, because fouls like this, we saw the last one against Mariah Jefferson called, and this one here, Mabry being called. Those can frustrate a young team and distract a young team from what you've accomplished and what needs to get done. And that's exactly what Vicki Johnson doesn't want to have happen.
Well, Sue Bird, only player to play in 500 career games.
Sue Bird in leather boots, as we talked about in the opening.
Exactly.
2 things that get better with age.
What do you call her, a sneaker what?
Well, we got 2 of the top sneakerheads on this floor right now. I think Sue Bird's ranked 3rd, and Enrique's the number 2 sneakerhead behind Ty Young at number 1.
You might want to explain what a sneakerhead is.
Well, only do I need to explain that to you, Ron. I think everybody else listening understands what a sneakerhead is. A sneakerhead is somebody who loves nice shoes. Well, they got a great collection.
I'm a Kohan head then. Kayla Thornton coming alive offensively in the second half. Wings by 1, entertaining game. Jewel Lloyd over Harrison, no. Russell right there to get the rebound. Back out, Bird for 3, long 3, nothing but net. Sue Bird's first field goal made in this ball game.
Seattle converting off of second chance opportunities early and often this half. Dallas needs to do what brought them to this point. Rebound, defensive rebound. Don't let them get second chance opportunities.
Mabry. Jewel Lloyd will be whistled for the foul.
You know, listen, right now you see Mabry coming off of some ball screens and playing a little bit of point guard action. She started playing the point guard position at Notre Dame her junior year, and that got her some experience and I think added just the confidence level that the W had in a player like her and what she was going to be able to do when she got to the league.
She told us earlier this week that the wobble taught her that she's tougher than she thought she was. Good ball movement. Former teammate Enrique for 3.
I wonder how many buckets in this game have been off of an Enrique Mabry or a Mabry Enrique combination. Do you have that stat?
I wish I did. Lloyd tries to answer no, but the Wings do have 14 assists on 19 baskets made. That's good. Enrique draws the contact and the foul. And we've got a timeout with the Wings leading 53-52. Sue Bird drains the 3. That wasn't a surprise. But when she found out about one of her teammates' mom, that was a surprise.
The way I always joke about it is 40 is the new 30. Although I found out today, oh my gosh, guys, this is just terrible. I found out today that our new teammate, Kiki, her mom is my age. We have the same birthday. Like, she's 40 the same way I'm 40. She was like, oh, no worry. She's a young mom. I'm like, she's a mom to my teammate. She's like, she's excited to meet you. I was like, yeah, she probably wants to like hang out and get drinks. We're the same age. That blew my mind.
Well, how about that? I mean, that is like one of the best moments I have seen so far in the WNBA, and just the fact that she's got a great personality about it and sense of humor, I think makes it that much better. And again, Sue Bird is somebody that, I mean, I'm a little older than Sue Bird, we can just admit that, but Sue Bird is somebody that has been instrumental in these 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
Even though she hasn't played in all 25 years, her coming out of college and leaning into that and the league starting and her starting to continue to build and add that momentum is just awesome. But I love the story of Kiki's mom maybe wanting to go get a drink with somebody her own age that's in the league.
I like that. 40's the new 30, so I guess my 190's the new 170. we'll go with that. Stewart, tough fall away, and Brianna Stewart now 19 in the ball game.
You can't guard that. You can't guard that.
No shot. Harris tried to force the pass to Harrison. Too many green and yellow jerseys. Little hesitation. Lloyd, boy, I tell you, she and Mabry are battling, and Lloyd's got a dozen tonight.
The Gold Mamba, can you believe it? This is her 7th season in the WNBA. I feel like it was just 2 or 3 years ago she came into the league, but man, she's done such a great job, I think, of just continuing to find her voice and advocate for things that are important to her. She's dyslexic, and she's really started to come out and be more open that way and show her leadership. And really, I think, just being a role model in so many ways.
Enrique, the hesitation and the reverse. Ogunbowale, 17 tonight.
Seattle missing quite a few bunnies in this game, and if Dallas is able to hold off and get the W, as we see Kayla Thornton fouling Brianna Stewart in a post-up opportunity, you're going to see Dallas converting on these bunnies and finding the 2 points, and Seattle has missed too many. And if at the end of the day, Dallas wins this game and Seattle goes back and watches film, they're going to see how many missed opportunities they had.
Whoever would think that Breanna Stewart would miss a bunny. This is for her 2500 WNBA point, and that it. She's the 4th fastest in WNBA history to reach that. And, you know, that number probably doesn't mean a whole lot to people until you look at the names that did it and what she's done. It's impressive.
Well, Dan Hughes had a quote, and he said, she's got the force of the Jedi in her, because you cannot see her, but you feel her presence when she walks in. She's got a way of disrupting the air and drawing attention. And I love that because it's true. And that's the impact that she's learned to have on both ends of the floor.
Shot clock inside of 10. Allery's got to track it down. 4 to shoot. Mabry lost the handle. Prince up ahead. Canada on the layup. Got it. Jordan Canada, her 4th year out of UCLA. And a whistle and a timeout is going to be called. Your Dallas Wings take the road for the next 2 games so be sure to tune in. The game in New York was originally scheduled for Tuesday night, but that's been moved to Monday. That'll be at 6 p.m. Central Time, and you can watch it on Twitter. Then the road trip continues as the Wings face the Atlanta Dream with tip-off at 6 p.m. Central Time live on Valley Sports Southwest Plus. And, of course, Atlanta under new first-year head coach Mike Peterson, the pride of Corinth, Texas, and Oakmont Country Club. Not that I know the guy, but...
You know, we have this timeout opportunity here for Vicki Johnson. I'm reminded of how one of the things she said that she's really looking to do, and that's not overcoach. She's going to let them work this out a little bit on their own with just a few cues from her.
You know, we talked about Breanna Stewart having that Achilles and what she came back from and what she's accomplished since then. This just blew me away when I saw this the other day. Look what she's done since an Achilles.
Yeah, I mean, again, an Achilles is something that a lot of people don't come back from, and they're not the same type of player. But she approached it with an opportunity to become better. And the proof is right there in that graphic. All the things she's accomplished, but I think we also have to add when she got engaged in the offseason, just barely as well. So congratulations to Breanna, and we wish her the best.
Oh, speaking of wishing the best, we want to wish Bryce Hughes, Dan Hughes' son, congratulations. Graduating from the Air Force Academy this weekend. Mary's up there with him. Bryce, we are very, very proud. And you remember him when he was a little tight, right?
I do. It's just awesome. What a big moment, and what a testament to what these coaches and these players are doing. And the moments they have to miss sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that hurts.
Oh, yeah. But congratulations to that family.
Absolutely. That's a great family. Shot clock reset to 15. Mabry. Ogunbowale sees Canada and Stewart. And again, as soon as Marina Mabry tries to pick up the dribble, Epiphany Prince is there to lock her up. Still Seattle leading by 3, led by 9 in that opening half. And Epiphany Prince, the 12th year pro out of Rutgers, part of the Russian national team. Wings got it. Harrison wanted it. Now they get it to her. Izzy, shot clock goes off, won't count. And Vicki Johnson saying, let's take a look at the replay. And the officials will. It'll be the next break in the action, though.
My guess is that it's not going to count.
Right.
It was fractions of a second. But if my eyes are serving me well,
yes,
which sometimes they don't, it's not going to count.
Stewart on the slice. Harrison can't catch up.
It's simple action, but it's so hard to guard.
Especially when you have somebody with that length and that quickness. Is Stewart now with 23 in the ball game. That's a point over her early season average. Harrison, they give her the 15, moves up to 13, shoots at 14. Stewart, again, as soon as she catches the ball, the feet are planted. Nice try by Jewel Lloyd.
Seattle, again, just does a great job of forcing off-ball defenders to remain active and not fall asleep because the ball's moving and players off the ball are moving as well.
Okay, again, the Wings are in a situation they can't let this get away from them as the quarter comes to an end. 70 seconds left. Harris on the drive, got it. Ty Harris's first basket of the ball game. And a whistle and a foul on the drive by Canada.
Don't you get the sense that the Wings are pretty excited about Ty Harris?
I think they are too, yeah. Except, you know, when you talk to VJ, she said that, well, when we talked to Ty Harris, what did VJ say to you? She goes, VJ said, I'm too relaxed for her.
Yeah. I love that. You know, and in VJ, you look at her on the sideline, Vicki Johnson, and she's about as chill as they come. There's not a lot that she gets way too excited about or not, but what she's looking for out of Ty Harris is that she brings a little bit more of, I think, a sense of urgency and intensity. As a point guard, your team's going to look to you. You're that first line of offense, first line of defense, and set the tone sometimes with that body language and that sense of urgency and intensity.
Canada gets it, stretches the lead. Harrison. Oh, nice little pump fake. Got a little space, couldn't finish it out.
Brianna Stewart's length again, changing shots. She doesn't block them all, but she changes them.
Harrison tips it, it'll be off her hands.
More missed layups by Seattle. Finishable missed layups as well.
During the break, we're going to try to take a look at that and see how many they have as Enrique knocks down point number 19. Final 15 seconds. Wings need a stop, stay within 5, heading into the final 10.
They've ended the last 2 quarters with fouls. Let's see if they can get a defensive possession without one.
Prince, no, Allery lost the handle, comes up with it, but that's the way the quarter will come to an end. So the combination of Notre Dame teammates, Marina Mabry with 16, Enrique Ogumbawale checking in with 19. And the Wings will head to the final stanza of their opening game here in College Park, down by 5.
Taurasi split the double team and somehow
fancy passes from Diana Taurasi, but this one, no look, easy.
D by Russell, getting back just enough to influence Williams. What a find! Canada rolling a strike to
shot. Jefferson can't get it. Unescu with a rebound, quickly up ahead. Oh my, what a pass!
And threw the ball right from the free throw line. The distance of the court so that Jordan Holmes then ball.
no look dish, and Jones finishes on a beautiful delivery from Jasmine Thomas.
Quigley just every time the Sparks get close.
There's a Gwumake running the floor right.
Won't go. Now back out to Taurasi. Woman dish. And the finish.
Watch Taurasi draw help and drop it off. She didn't even turn and look. She knew that was 2 points. The no look.
Another chance for Connecticut to extend the game high 20.
Too strong. The down court feed. What a gorgeous pass.
Easy buckets. Beautiful pass and catch. Clarendon. Courtney Williams hands it over to Laney. Laney with a nice pass. How did she get that over?
Gray, nice delivery. Gwumake, you bet.
Do it. Thornton plays bigs very well. We saw that there.
Marina Mabry, look at how her chin's up, eyes up, and she recognizes Kayla Thornton is beating.
Hines Allen throws it away right to Bonner. Long pass inside. Oh, a precision pass from Bonner to Thomas. Taurasi inside.
Coach,
yes.
You guys have ended this quarter with Seattle going on a little bit of run here. What are you going to need to change to be able to start this fourth the way you need to?
Well, we're just going to have to stick to our principles, make sure we're playing defense and shoring up the gaps and things like that. And we have to stop turning the ball over. We have to take care of the ball because against a veteran team like Seattle, they're very savvy. They take advantage of your mistakes. So if we can take care of the ball, rebound the ball, and get out in transition, I think this will be a successful quarter for us.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, you look at the turnover situation. The Wings have coughed it up 12 times. Seattle has taken advantage for 15 points so far in the ballgame.
And you and I both have noted in that quarter that deficit could have been even bigger had Seattle been able to convert on some of those opportunities at the rim.
That was Nicole Willingham, one of the assistants between the two assistants and head coach Vicki Johnson. 45 years of professional basketball experience. Dupree with a left hand. That is a move we've seen her do year after year.
She's one of the most balanced, patient players with her back to the basket. She will not get rushed, and she's got the ability to be able to go both shoulders in that behind or back to the basket.
Well, Mabry thought she was going to let it fly. Outside shot won't find the range by Harris. Rebound, Mabry again. 18 in the ball game for Marina.
Her ability to convert at the three-point line was a big part of that first half lead. If she can convert again in the fourth quarter, I think you're going to see Dallas really creep into this lead and into Seattle's lead and maybe even take the lead themselves.
Well, they got a chance to cut into the 5-point advantage by Seattle. Mabry, that's a knuckleball.
That's a heat check, Ron.
That was.
That's a heat check.
Yeah. Sue Bird not starting this fourth and final quarter. She's played 18 minutes. Allery commits the foul. That'll be her first personal foul. I want to get back to Marina Mabry because she was telling us the other day, she's on a 2K game. And she says the coolest thing when your friends call you up and say, hey, I'm playing you.
Well, that would be cool. I mean, I think to see yourself immortalized in any kind of way would be pretty iconic. But I think a lot of these players are having that opportunity to really be able to see and experience the actual proof that this game is evolving and becoming a part of culture. It's not just something for the women's basketball fan. It's something that's becoming a part of the culture here in this country.
Well, Brianna Stewart goes out. Sue Bird comes back into the ball game. The lead is extended to 7. Dupree with 8 in the contest. Mariah Jefferson struggled shooting so far tonight. Just 0 for 5. Waiting for her to get untracked. Shot clock at 5. Izzy Harrison. Spin move. Oh my goodness! That's a highlight.
That's the Izzy Tizzy. She puts you in spin cycle right there, and her ability to, again, I think, find the opportunity to get at somebody's body and spin off of it to convert is great.
Canada, a little flick of the wrist answers the call. She's in double digits with 10. Dupree pokes it away. Mabry there to poke it back. Can't come up with it. And Marina will commit her 4th personal foul. Let's go back to Izzy.
With the shot clock winding down, Izzy knew she had to create something. But that little spin cycle, Izzy Tizzy, has become a little bit of a signature move for her. And just great job with the confidence in her offense. And she credits Vicki Johnson in helping her build that.
And Izzy pulls down the rebound. Okay, who sang Izzy, You're Making Me Dizzy? Tommy Rowe.
You know that, but you don't know what a sneakerhead is.
No, I know Tommy Rowe. He was great. Izzy from outside. Everybody's Googling Tommy Rowe. Tommy Rowe and Bobby Hart.
Well, listen, I think right now, to get back to the game for a second, I think right now the advantage that this is the 4th game for Seattle is significant.
Oh, yes.
This is only the 2nd game. This is only the 2nd fourth quarter that Vicki Johnson has seen her team in. And again, this is a young team. There's no denying that. There's still learning curves and rotations to decide on, and how you who is the go-to player, as we see KT get the call on that possession. But it is a significant advantage for Seattle with the way the schedule's gone so far.
Oh, you talk about the fourth game in less than a week is Kayla Thornton draws the contact. She's got 9 points to go along with 11 rebounds. Second game in a row, she's had 11. Trying to get the double-double. Well, they want Kayla Thornton to expand her role this season. And this is a player, I remember the first time she worked out, and Greg Bibb telling me that's going to be the biggest surprise in the WNBA. And you knew coaches tell her to do something, she does it, and then some.
Yeah, she's such a leader by example, and again, just a workhorse.
Oh.
She's willing. That's the thing I'd say about her, as we see Breanna Stewart get her opportunities off of, again, incorrect switches and mismatches. But Kayla is always willing to do whatever it takes.
Well, that's going to be a defensive timeout by Coach Johnson. Team trailing with 6:24 to play in the ballgame. Okay, when
she is a legend herself, the #1 pick in WNBA history, Tina Thompson.
Charlie, congratulations on being #1 overall in the 2021 draft. I am so proud of you. I remember conversations just a few years ago about your dream of wanting to play in the WNBA, and it's here. And I'll tell you this, those that matter don't mind. So block out all the noise, go deep into your bag, because you are absolutely ready. All right? Congratulations again. I'm so proud of you, and I know that your dad is smiling down on you. Congratulations to Casey. Miss Ponda, you have done an amazing job.
Thank you, Miss Tina. Thank you so much.
Dallas Wings basketball is brought to you by Novatech, the Metroplex's managed IT and office technology experts. And by American Airlines, official airlines of the Dallas Wings. You are why we fly. 74-67 is our score. Coming up, our next home game. That'll be with the Phoenix Mercury at 7 o'clock as Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and the Mercury come to town. And you can see that game next Saturday on Valley Sports Southwest Plus.
You know, again, we see Seattle taking the game plan approach that in the tunnel, they're going to hard hedge or trap all these ball screens. And that's disrupted Dallas's ability to get down that tunnel and attack downhill, which, again, I think they did really well midway through the first quarter and throughout the second. But they haven't been able to find that seam and lane to attack.
And Reagan had to explain that to me during the break of that last defensive effort by the Wings. Is he? No! Coach Hughes wanted to play Sue Bird about 26 minutes, and she's on schedule to do just that. Here's Dupree. Backing in on Harrison. Oh, nice pass inside to Lloyd.
Again, that's just the patience that Dupree brings. It's the level of confidence and poise that she has all the time with that ball in her hands.
20 assists for Seattle in this ball game. And Marina Mabry again. That was needed. Mabry now with 21, pacing the Wings and scoring. Izzy again. They let her play straight up on Stewart and commits the foul.
The double team needs to come. It's got to come right away. You've got to get there before she's able to really explore and figure out that she's going to be isolated. Breanna Stewart, in a one-on-one situation, there's hardly anyone in this league that can stop her and contain her enough possession after possession.
You know what I just liked hearing? Boos. Because that means we're back live. You know, we're in the arena again. You miss the little things like that.
Well, I didn't have the opportunity to do the games from in the bubble or virtually last year, but I got to tell you, I'm so thankful for all the people who invested so much time to be able to put those on air, and the players who were willing to play, so we had basketball to watch.
Right.
Being somebody that was home, trapped at home for all the reasons, having these games on became not just something that I enjoyed, but they became something our family was able to look forward to.
I tell you, it was an impressive performance by everybody last year. That's 23 for Mabry, one off her career high. And I got to do about 35 of the games from my house. As Stewart on the drive, she's got 28. And what the WNBA did last year, turning Bradenton into a basketball court, phenomenal. How about Arike? She's got 21 in the ball game. 39 straight double-figure games, by the way, for Arike. One off the wings record. Dupree, no.
Again, you're going to see these opportunities that Seattle's going to really look to expose in its two-man game action. We saw Breanna Stewart get an opportunity off of a two-man off-ball screen. Now we're going to see a two-man Sue Bird, Breanna Stewart opportunity with the ball screen.
Mabry looking a little bit tired at this point. Here comes Arike. Runs over Sue Bird, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Sue, who looks at the official and says, do you realize I'm 40?
Well, Sue Bird's going to say I was set. She may have been set, but here's what I want to tip my hat to Sue Bird for. She is the smartest defender of knowing when to use her fouls. She would rather have that been a foul on her than give Arike a momentum boost in transition, potentially an and-one situation. That's just IQ coming into play right there for Sue Bird.
Now they're still discussing the call, and Marina Mabry's over there shaking her head going, no, they got it right. So Marina will inbound with 4:04 to play in the contest. Oh, the pass was there for Harris, stepped out of bounds. She had the size on Sue Bird, just couldn't get her the ball.
Well, like you said, she did have the size on Sue Bird, but it was an ill-advised delivery of the pass. You almost just have to shoot that up there. Like, that's how you get the touch that you need. If you try to throw it in there, sometimes you lose the touch, and it's hard for the receiver to get the catch.
This time the wings switching all over the place, and the whistle and a foul will be on Ty Harris. That'll be her third personal foul. Seattle is just so smart offensively. When they see, as you've been talking about, the switch coming, they just handle that better as well as any team in the league right now.
Well, as I've dissected their film over the years, what they do so well, and Sue Bird's really the one I think that instills it, is she delivers the pass as the switch is occurring, and it's this tiny fraction of a second of a hole that she finds it. And again, this is Sue Bird being smart. She knows it's better that Dallas gets the ball off of a dead ball than in transition. She took the 30, that's college right there. I said 30-second shot clock violation, the 24-second shot clock violation instead of allowing Dallas to play in transition.
Good job defensively by Izzy Harrison, too, by the way, on that play. 3.5 to go. Arike on the drive, can't get it off the glass. Wanted a whistle, not going to get it. Mabry. Arike, she'll back it out.
You see Arike waving Izzy to the backside.
Couple pump fakes, got it.
For that opportunity, exactly. Arike knew by shifting Izzy to the backside, that was going to have to either deploy some off-ball defense or open up a lane for her to attack.
And then Izzy's got a rejection. Her second block of the ball game to go along with the 10 points and the 8 rebounds. Canada, no. Thornton had it, lost it. On the floor, good job Harrison to Mabry. 3-on-1. Trying to do a little too much.
So here's that possession that I was just saying. Enrique sent Izzy to the weak side. And in that situation, she knew either the rim defender was going to help there or not. Easy layup leads to Dallas going on a run heading into the timeout.
Back in the ball game. And look at Tiffany Mitchell. Ankle looking sharp. She's breaking ankles over there.
By Russell getting back just enough to influence Williams. What a find! Canada rolling a strike to Jewel Lloyd for the layup. Deegan Smith back to Petty, and that is rejected. On 4 for Phoenix instead. Taurasi the no-look, Griner the catch, but the denial underneath.
At 5'9". Oof, gets up. That is all ball.
Taurasi split the double team and somehow was able to find Turner underneath.
No look. Easy.
She's amazing.
Agumbawale up the floor. With space. Knocked it down. A clutch straight from Enrique Agumbawale.
Stewart to Whitcomb, who just checked into the game. Sammy shoots, a little bit too strong. The follow by Clark is good. Alicia Clark gets the huge offensive rebound, puts it back in.
Alicia Clark. Wow.
Still a chance. Points for Bonner. Still a chance. Deegan Smith to tie it. Stop it. Are you kidding me? Skylar Deegan Smith. Bird inbounding. Into the corner.
Wings only down by 3 with 2:36 to play. How Reagan Peebley does not know who Tommy Rowe is, because this, the inaugural year of the WNBA, when you were with the Cleveland Rockers.
Well, that's actually my second year in the WNBA with the Cleveland Rockers. I started out with the Utah Stars, who is now the Vegas Aces team. But yeah, that Rockers team was a pretty good team. We actually had to go up against Vicki Johnson for the Eastern Division Championship. We were able to go on to the finals, but man, great opportunity. The timing was phenomenal, but we were playing back then and couldn't even imagine year 25, and here we are.
Unbelievable.
And I will get back whoever found that photo. We'll find a way.
I have burned all of mine. The capacity crowd of 1,500 because of the COVID, loving what they see, but the spin move for the easy 2. Jewel Lloyd is so good. 18 points tonight, 6 boards and 5 assists. Wings need a bucket heading into 2 minutes to play. Enrique, showtime, folks. Izzy battles for it. Izzy pump fake, count it, Izzy Harrison. She's got a double-double tonight.
That's exactly what Vicki Johnson asked Izzy to do for this team. Get rebounds, rim run, and be a rim protector for this team.
Canada, shot clock at 2. Stewart's got to force it. Here comes Mariah Jefferson.
I love that Vicki Johnson said when she got the job, Mariah called her and said, I got you, I know you. And just brought that level of comfort.
Marina Mabry, no. Kayla Thornton kept it alive. Enrique, splash from 3.
That's a moment that your star player needs the ball in her hands. No matter how it gets there, get it in her hands. She's going to make a play.
Tied at 81, less than a minute to go. Shot clock at 3. Dupree, they're not going to get it off again.
Vicki Johnson has got to be given a fist pump on that sideline. She wants this Wings team to really buy into the defensive floor and understand y'all are going to be able to score, but you got to get the stops to be able to get the wins.
Vicki Johnson is going to want to take a 30-second timeout. Let's go back to Arike Ogunbowale. 24 points tonight.
Yeah, it's a loose ball rebound that she gets the ball in her hands, but she capitalizes off of it with the easy, uncontested three that converts and gives their team the tie.
But look at all the little things that have happened tonight. Kayla Thornton there on that case, just keeping the ball alive. Izzy Harrison keeping the ball alive tonight. Marina Mabry. A lot of little things are happening tonight, which has led the Wings to stay in this game and possibly get the win.
Those little things you learn the longer you play matter. They say don't sweat the small stuff, but it matters and it totals up, and it's what can allow you to win these games that come down to the wire.
Dallas, no timeouts remaining. Seattle has one. Seattle with 3 team fouls, the Wings with 4. The Wings looking to take the lead.
You have to believe they're going to get the ball into Arike's hands and give her the opportunity with space to attack downhill.
Harrison baseline, lofts it, no. Offensive rebound, put back, Kayla Thornton.
Brianna Stewart wasn't able to get her hand on that one.
Wow.
If you're around the game enough, you know so many games come down to offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities, loose balls to get you that final possession. And that's exactly what just happened on this possession. Arike looks to create. Shot goes up by Izzy, but the body positioning on the backside for KT is what finds the ball in her hands and the finish.
Kayla Thornton with a career-high 12 rebounds tonight. Watch the reaction from the bench.
Heck yeah. I mean, they're saying weight room, baby.
You know, and the players have talked to us over the last 2 weeks about this is a young team, but the way they've bonded together, and they've got a great friendship among everybody. But okay, let's break it down. 33 seconds left to play in the ball game. Put your coach's hat on for Dallas, first of all.
Well, it's great experience for them. And again, this being Seattle's 4th game and having some games come down to final possessions are going to help them. And this is great experience for Dallas to learn how to close out some games here. They ended the 3rd quarter with a positive defensive possession. They're probably going to get challenged with 2 more defensive possessions here to be able to get stops.
Dallas has never started the season since moving to Dallas 2-0. Trying to have that happen tonight. Stewart will inbound it. 33 to play, 24 of course on the shot clock. Mabry chasing around Lloyd. Dupree dribbles it off her leg. Thornton goes hard to the floor, and they're going to call it a jump ball.
Vicki Johnson is not happy on that sideline. She believed that there was a timeout being called with possession of the ball, and they should have had the opportunity to be able to sustain the clean possession with the sideline inbounds play.
What hustle, though, by KT. She was trying to call the timeout. I think you're right on that.
Well, great job on the initial sideline defense by Dallas and taking away the first 2 options and forcing Candace Dupree to have to get loose on her own.
Well, they're adjusting the shot clock now. They got it at 23. Thornton wins the tip. Arike's got it. 2-second difference, shot of the game clock. Seattle commits the foul. And they had a foul to give, so it will not be a shooting foul. Mercedes Russell comes back into the lineup for Seattle. Candace Dupree goes out.
You got to believe that Dallas is going to do everything they can to make sure the ball lands in Enrique's hands. She's been a phenomenal free throw shooter for them in games past.
Wings do have a 20-second timeout. Did that go off of Enrique? No. Boy, that was close. Is Vicky going to burn the 20? No, they're going to take a look at that. They're going to look at the replay of that last play that they say hit off of Seattle.
And that's the right call to give this a look.
Yeah.
This is a Commissioner Cup game. So again, these games, they always matter. But this is the extra tournament within the season that's happening. So these possessions are crucial to deciding who's going to be able to not just get this win, but an important win in the Commissioner Cup.
Well, it didn't hit her foot. Was Enrique the last to touch it? This is, I think that's going to be Seattle's ball.
It looked to me that it came off of Canada's fingertips at the end there. The call on the court was Dallas's ball.
Right.
So as we all know, it has to be very clear. The evidence has to be there enough to change the call. And I don't know that there's enough evidence to change the call.
Okay, so you're Vicki Johnson now in the huddle. You don't know what the call is going to be. You only have a 20-second timeout left. Are you going over offense and defense scenarios right now?
You are. You're making sure our ball sideline, here's what we need to execute. You're probably talking about how they tried to defend it last time. Little tweak potentially in there to counter that. You're talking about the defensive end of the floor, and then you're also reminding your team what your timeout situation is. We have one 20-second timeout. Use it if it's our ball. If we can't get it into so-and-so's hands, and again, this is the youth of this team, but they have a veteran coach that is keeping them calm and poised in these situations.
Well, the officiating crew of Isaac Barnett, Danica Mosier, and Robert Hussey they're still taking time. They want to make sure this is the absolute correct call as we look at it one more time. Boy, I don't know. That's going to be... And they're also seeing how much time would be left on the clock. It goes out right there, so it should be... Now they're not too far off, maybe 0.6 of a second.
Well, here's what I think Mabry did well. It was a bit of a broken play. She had to get the ball in, and she threw it to her end of the floor. Instead of throwing it more towards the half court, which sometimes you see even at the pro level, people make those mistakes, and that costs you greatly.
Well, it is Dallas's ball, say the officials. So they'll have it with 20.3 to play, 19 to shoot. Do you work the clock all the way down? What's your philosophy on that?
Well, you've got to know that Seattle is going to try to foul you with only 1.6 second differential. Seattle's going to have to try to foul you. So again, you've got to get the ball in safely. First and foremost, get it into your best free throw shooter's hands.
Enrique is going to be fouled on the play, and that will be on Canada.
And now are opportunities that you see sometimes teams substitute offense, defense. Think about your rotations. It looks like Vicki Johnson likes to rotate the 5 she has out there on the floor.
Enrique, 86% last year from the free throw line, was 4 of 6 coming into tonight. And she's 6 of 7 tonight. Wing for the 4-point advantage. Seattle hustling. Bird hands it off. In the corner, Lloyd for 3. Yes, with 11 seconds to play.
Little pistol action with the backside hammer is how they found that open 3.
And then Stewart has to foul Kayla Thornton.
You know, in that last possession off the made free throw by Enrique, you didn't see Seattle utilize one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And you're starting to see that a little bit more because teams recognize the value of working in open court if you have time. And that allowed Seattle to play that downhill pace and put Dallas on their heels.
51st game, Jewel Lloyd has had 20 or more points. Kayla Thornton, outstanding free throw shooter, had only missed 1 in that opening contest, but only 2 of 4 tonight. Big free throw, got it. 2-point game, 9.9 to play. Seattle will burn a timeout. They'll still have 1:20 left, and the Wings will also have a 20-second timeout remaining.
So these are situations that a team like Seattle with 2 timeouts left, I mean, you just wish they didn't have a single timeout,
really.
because all of the IQ, all of the experience, all of the weapons they have make these situations so hard to guard. And I don't care if you're a veteran-laced team, a young team, it's just going to be hard.
So Seattle will get the ball. Sue Bird will inbound it just inside of midcourt. Vicki Johnson with the defense called.
A lot of times when you see Sue Bird inbounding the ball, you'll see her come off real quick, a handoff, whomever she passes it to.
Bird having trouble getting it in. Finally does to Stewart. Stewart hands it off. The floater. And it goes with 4.4. Wings are going to try to push it. Enrique with 1, with nothing left on the clock. And we are going to overtime, tied at 86. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
did Enrique know she had a 20?
She may have, or she may not have. But again, it's what I'm addressing is that sometimes open court space is exactly what you want. And it was in your best player's hands. Now, here's the possession here where we see Canada attack downhill with that opportunity right in front of the rim. But the ball was in Enrique's hands, and you got to like your chances when that happens.
Overtime coming up after the break.
Where the clock was at, Enrique was going to have a chance to get herself into a decent shot. Had they gone sideline with the timeout, the way they have struggled getting the ball even inbounds, there's been almost a few steals in those situations. I don't think it was a bad decision by Enrique and KT, who was the inbounder at the time.
Well, Vicki Johnson is going to stay with the same starting 5. Charlie Collier, by the way, tonight has only played 9 minutes in the ball game, probably because of matchups. And Izzy is really playing well. The Wings will have first possession of overtime. Glad you're with us here on Bally Sports. 22 Wings games will be on TV this year. We are glad to be part of it. Thornton, Stewart jumps out.
So hard to get by Jewel Lloyd. She's one of the best one-on-one defenders in the perimeter.
Kayla Thornton, 14 points, 12 rebounds.
It's a great way to start overtime. Moving the ball, somebody else other than Enrique finding and converting on the shot attempt.
Stewart for 3, launches, can't get it. Enrique pulls it away. Enrique, hesitation. Oh, they're going to call that an offensive foul. Enrique's not going to argue it.
We'll see right here, we were mentioning and talking about the impressive on-ball defense in the last possession by Jewel Lloyd, but Jordan Canada doing her part here and anticipating Enrique wanting to attack that right seam.
Mariah Jefferson. Lloyd gets a step on her. Izzy put up the hand and a whistle and a foul. And the foul will be on Isabel Harrison. That is her 4th personal foul. Boy, talk about giving great minutes. Izzy Harrison's done that tonight, and I think you kind of mentioned it earlier in the game. We're finally seeing her 100% healthy.
Yeah, she's mentioned to us yesterday when we had a chance to speak to her how one of the things that's grown for her is finding her voice and learning how to advocate for her body, not only when she's here in the W, but more so when she's overseas. And that takes a lot of confidence for a player, especially a competitor who wants to be out there but has to know, I need to take a beat and take care of myself for a minute.
Here's Izzy, gets a step, got it. 14 and 10 for Isabella tonight. Yeah, I said Isabella. Izzy, I'm kidding.
She's gonna kill you.
I know. Lloyd. Stewart, nice cut, great pass from Jewel Lloyd.
Those are those little pockets that Seattle is so good at exploiting, that in between moments of the switches, you have to be foot to foot, come together, anticipate the switch, and beat Seattle to the pass.
Nice double by Seattle, pushes the shot clock to 10. Mabry, oh, that was from Fort Worth.
Mabry / Dame Lillard, very similar right there. It just, that's a pull up from half.
A career high 26 for Marina Mabry. She's hit 6 from beyond the arc. Lloyd tries to answer, no. Wings by 3, 2:45 to play in overtime. Thornton, 3. Stewart over Harrison, got it. Brianna Stewart, 32 points tonight.
Seattle runs some of that transition pistol action so well, some step-up screens in transition. They're going to put a lot of pressure on your early transition defense.
Let's go back to Marina Mabry.
I mean, this is just when you know you're going to make the shot. When you're willing to take it from the wing, and I'm not talking about the wing as far as sideline, I'm talking about the wing on the logo.
Right.
And here's that step-up screen, little pistol type counter action where, again, it just forces your off-ball defense out of Dallas to get more proactive, and that's just not where Dallas has been in this overtime yet.
I'll tell you, everybody has put in a heck of an effort. Mabry's played 39 minutes, Thornton 30, Ogunbowale 36, Izzy Harrison 34. I bet you we could go back in the last couple of years and not find where Izzy Harrison played 34 minutes, but she has been outstanding tonight. And Stewart, she's played 39 along with Lloyd, both 39. Sue Bird over that 26-minute mark that Coach Hughes wants. She's got 29 tonight.
Well, Izzy Harrison was playing good basketball before she had that awful ankle injury last season in August that ended her 2020 season. I think she even had to leave the bubble.
She did.
For it. And, you know, she, prior to coming to Dallas, she was kind of dealing with some injury bugs as well. But we're only starting to see scratch the surface of the type of player and impact I think that Izzy Harrison can be.
Well, this is Seattle's 700th game in their history. 9th team to do that. They've won 8 straight versus the Dallas Wings. And we are in overtime. Wings will have it, 19 to shoot. Here you talked about just the hesitation of getting the ball in tonight. Canada guarding Arike.
There's those hedges and traps that they have been effective with all game.
Mabry. 2 minutes to play. Wings by 1. Stewart wide open. Layup counted. 34 for Stewart.
Dallas look to run a little bit of their T-game action, an opportunity where Enrique just wants to go one-on-one.
Enrique's pull-up, got it. 28 for Enrique, and the Wings regain the advantage. Boy, this is like a one-man game here with Stewart working on Izzy. Nope, tip, nope. Stewart battles, ties up with Harrison. They're going to call it a jump ball. Hustle on the part of both players.
Well, this was about to be a different kind of spin cycle that was going to happen here, because I do believe Izzy's 2 feet end up off the ground as Breanna Stewart flung her around.
Now they'll jump it up. And they're making sure the shot clock is set back at 24, and it is with 1:18 to play. Jewel Lloyd backs it up. Kayla Thornton puts up the hands, but Lloyd with her 25th point.
Lloyd's had a lot of opportunities coming off that left side downhill ball screen to the baseline.
Eight to shoot. Stewart jumps out on Mabry. Harrison, spin move inside. Wings got the lead again.
There's got to be that point where one of these teams steps up and says, we're getting a score and a stop.
Bird to Stewart. Stewart had great position on Izzy Harrison. And that'll be her fifth personal foul with 38.7 left.
It was a smart foul, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was before the shot. She ended the possession. Is going to make Seattle have to do something else. Here's a two-man game between Bird and Stewart.
Stewart gets deep into the box. And Izzy Harrison just picked up another foul, and that will be number 6.
So this two-man game action is something that, you know, bread and butter. You got to go to it whenever you need a bucket. And you got to believe Dallas does not want to isolate, especially a player with 5 fouls. Stewart, they need to pull a double team. See Bella Allery come in, and her minutes in that second quarter were productive. She was efficient, she was effective, her passing ability was good. Again, her length is an asset for this Dallas defense.
Now it comes down to Breanna Stewart. 7 of 9 from the line. Tied up at 97.
If you're Vicki Johnson, you're recognizing that your defense doesn't have an answer the last 3-4 possessions for Seattle. So you may want to think about using a lot of the clock on this offensive possession, so you don't have to give Seattle multiple possessions on the offensive end. They can't have a lot of time.
Both teams have 2 20-second timeouts here in overtime. They're going to call that an offensive foul. I think Enrique pushed off.
Enrique feels like there was probably a little acting in that, but she's got her arm right there at the collarbone of Jordan Canada. There may have been a little bit of selling it, but hey, it's part of the game.
Ball. 98-97, Seattle has it. Shot clock turned off, 15.4, and they'll have the basketball. So now Dallas has got to come up with a stop. And that's something they haven't been able to do a whole lot here in overtime.
They have to come up with a stop, and they can do that either with the steal, right?
Right.
Or rushing Seattle into maybe a quicker shot, but that's going to be next to impossible with the experience. Seattle has Sue Bird off the ball right now with somebody else. In the past few possessions, she's been the inbounder, so they'll get the ball most likely into her hands to let her control the clock.
No matter what the outcome tonight, this Dallas Wings team has shown us an awful lot. They're fighters. And a foul is going to be called with 12.9 to play.
And that's a little bit of what I'm talking about.
Right.
Dallas trying to rush Seattle, seeing if they can force them into a bad decision. But again, it's challenging with the experience that Seattle has on the floor with their backcourt.
And Canada will go to the line to shoot the free throws. Last season, 77% from the stripe. This season, much better.
I would anticipate seeing Dallas using their timeouts off of this change of possession, whereas we saw them in the end of regulation use that open court.
And Seattle has hit the century mark. They have outscored the Wings 4-0 since Izzy Harrison fouled out of this game. They have a 3-point advantage, 12.9 to play in overtime. Now you look at Dallas, though. Mabry, 6 of 14 from beyond the arc. And you can't forget Kayla Thornton. She has that ability. Obviously, Seattle probably will key on Arike.
Yeah, they've done a great job keying on her really in a one-on-one situation on the sideline out of bounds. Just to her ability to get the ball has been challenging. But she's their go-to player. They need a three-point shot. I will not anticipate that Dallas will come off, or Seattle will come off anybody on that three-point line and force Dallas into it too.
I want to keep you updated. The next 3 games for the Dallas Wings. One was originally scheduled for Tuesday. That'll be Monday at New York, and then at Atlanta Thursday at 6 p.m. You can see that on Bally Sports Southwest Plus. And then a week from today, Phoenix comes to town. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Rather have you here in person, but if you can't make it, join us on Bally Sports Southwest Plus. Here we go. Wings need a 3 to tie and force a second overtime. Arike with 7. Arike with 6. On the way, no. Jefferson tries to back out, throws it up, not going to get it. And Seattle will walk away with a 197 overtime win. Great effort on the part of both teams. They laid it on the line tonight, but you got to tip your hat to this young Dallas Wings team.
Absolutely. And again, there are no moral victories. I don't think that's something that Vicki Johnson is a fan of, or nor the team that she has in that locker room. But we're seeing a team that is not at its full strength yet. They're missing 3 key pieces. Take the defending champs into overtime with an opportunity to win.
Well, joining us now for the Dallas Wings, Marina Mabry, a career-high 26 points, 6 of 14 from beyond the arc. Marina, I know it's tough to celebrate when you lose, but this team, and we've been doing the Wings all 5 years they've been here, this team showed us something tonight that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, I feel like we still have a lot of work to do, and everybody talks about we're young, but we can't use that as an excuse. So we're right there, obviously. Seattle's one of the best teams in the league, the reigning champs. So to lose by 3, it's heartbreaking. But hey, the story is our defense scored 100 points, so we got to get better. But we're showing great strengths.
We definitely see those strengths out of your team. Your three-point shooting tonight was one of them, a big highlight. Talk a little bit about the assets that you bring to this team outside of the 3.
Honestly, I'm just doing what the team needs for us to win. Like anything that I need to do, rebound, pass, shoot. So my teammates are finding me. I'm ready to shoot the ball. So that's great, but still, we need to come out on top somehow.
We appreciate you taking the time today. We know tough to come and do these interviews after losses like that.
Yeah.
Marina, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you again next week.
Thanks.
All right, joining us now, Breanna Stewart. Breanna, we got a couple of things to congratulate you on. First of all, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
And second, and just as big, over 2,500 points in your career tonight. 4th fastest to accomplish that, but we've known you since we started doing the games 5 years ago. You'd rather have the win.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest thing tonight was the win. To go home 2-0 on the road is huge for us, especially with our team trying to figure out a lot of new pieces. And a lot of these wins we got to just grind out.
Well, tonight was a night that I really felt like your entire team stepped up. The backcourt was phenomenal against Minnesota, but the cost of that has been Sue's played a lot of minutes. She played less minutes tonight, and your team was able to get the win. Talk about the benefits of that moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's obviously the key is to be able to go deep into our bench. Jordan stepped up big, obviously how she played in mini, and then here tonight. And you know, I don't think we're too concerned about Sue's minutes. We want her on the court as much as possible.
If she was on my squad, I would too.
Hey, you know, Brianna, we were talking to Dan Hughes before the game, and also some of the comments that Sue has made. This team's finding its identity.
Yeah.
And is it tough to be patient when you're so used to having an identity?
Yeah, it's a little tough. It's a learning curve. I think anytime we have so many new people like this, it's going to take a second. And we're so used to having like our core group that we had before, and people just knew our system like the back of their hands. But you know, that's how the game goes. We're really excited with the pieces that we do have. Obviously, to be 3-1 so far, to go back home for a couple weeks, this is exactly where we want to be, especially to steal one on the road.
Brianna, we know it's tough doing interviews after a game, but we do appreciate it. We sure enjoy watching you play.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brianna Stewart.
All right, have a good one.
Over 2,500 points tonight. You know, obviously Seattle, they're the defending champions. They showed it tonight, but the Dallas Wings showed us something too.
They did, and again, nobody on that team wants them to be identified as young, but they are. But they're even more important, they're exciting, and they've got scorers, and the best is yet to come for this team.
Once again, Mabry with 26, Ogumawale with 28, Izzy Harrison, the double-double with 16 and 11, Kayla Thornton 14 and 12, but the Wings come up on the short end of the stick in overtime, 100-97. Just a reminder, our next telecast on Bally Sports Southwest Plus will be 6 p.m. Thursday night as the Wings visit the Atlanta Dream. Once again, the final score, Seattle over Dallas, 100-97. For Reagan Peebly and our entire crew in Arlington, I'm Bron Thulin, and you have been watching Dallas Wings basketball.